take out your books, they're out, and give me your full attention. Today's topic is plasma membrane, which is the same as cell membrane. Every cell is outlined by a membrane. This membrane has two major functions. It is responsible for 1. Protecting the interior of the cell, and 2. Selective permeability, which means that it monitors what enters and what exits the cell. So this ability of the membrane enables her to take decisions which molecules are in the club and which are out of it. Can you think of an example in real life of selective permeability? Yes, Victoria?
Okay, for example, if Virginia and I go on a roller coaster, they'll let me go on it because I'm tall enough. However, they'll not deny her access because she's less than normal tall.
It's hay. But yes, this example works, even though it's not very nice to talk badly for people behind their backs. Speaking of Virginia, where is she? She's cool today?
Oh, she's
Professor Nekoma, I'm so sorry I'm late. There was this traffic jam and my friend
Stop making excuses, Virginia. You're interrupting my lesson.
Sorry.
If I were a semi-permeable membrane, dear class, I will not let her in because she's such a disrespectful student. But since you're at school, you may sit.
Thank you.
So, the structure of the lipid bilayer, or the structure of the cell membrane, it consists of lipids. Lipids have a head and 2 fatty acid tails. Heads are hydrophilic and tails are hydrophobic.
Excuse me? Can I just ask if you can use a little more non-professor language, please?
Yes, but keep in mind that I'm trying to enrich your vocabulary. So hydrophilic comes from hydro, which is water, and philic, which is loving. So Virginia, you can imagine that you are a lipid cat. So you love water, you adore it. There is nothing you would not do in order to get more of that elixir of life. And even then, this amount will not be enough to satisfy your thirsts for this magical substance.
Okay, I'm good at imagining things. Water! I love water!
You can imagine that you are a lipid tail. So tails are hydrophobic, aka water-hating. So you loathe water, you're terrified by it. This is your greatest enemy in the world.
Hey Vicky, why don't you come in the water?
I don't like water, please leave me alone.
Okay, more water for me.
This water-loving, water-hating nature of the lipids parts leads to their natural arrangement into a lipid bilayer, as you can see on my beautiful masterpiece. So lipid bilayer is a very important key term. Right. It provides the wanted contact with water by each part of the lipids. So, do you think that both heads and tails are satisfied with this configuration?
Yes.
Yes, because?
Well, we can think of the lipid bilayer as it has a sandwich configuration, which means that the hydrophilic heads are always facing towards the watery environment inside and outside of the cell, and in the same time the hydrophobic tails avoid contact with water, so I think it's obvious that they're both happy.
Yes, that's correct, Virgie. Moreover, except the abundance of lipids, the lipid bilayer consists of protein molecules and channels and carbohydrate chains. The protein molecules are responsible for the selective uptake of the needed molecules and the rejection of the possibly harmful ones. And the carbohydrate chains, they serve as identification cards of the cell, so they allow the cell to communicate with other cells. Moreover, the cell membrane is often described as a fluid mosaic model. Can you guess why?
Yes, because fluid means that the lipids and the proteins are always moving and are not fixed. So they're like people on concerts, they dance and do everything else but not stay in one place. Therefore, the lipid bilayer's arrangement is always changing.
That's excellent, Victoria. And what about the mosaic? Reggie?
Okay, so I think it's called a mosaic because, as we all know, the mosaic consists of many colorful pieces, and from what you taught us, the lipid bilayer consists of other things too. For example, the hydrophilic heads, the hydrophobic tails, the carbohydrate chain, the protein channels, and so it can be referred and described as a mosaic.
Okay, excellent, thank you. So now it's your turn to speak. I want you to think. We said that the plasma membrane is semi-permeable. So, which molecules will be able to enter it according to you? Virgie?
Well, I'm not so sure, but maybe the bigger molecules won't be able to pass across because of their size. And I think that the charged molecules and ions won't be able to pass it too because they're unable to enter the hydrophobic phase of the lipid bilayer. So basically gases, which are the small non-charged molecules, well, we will have no problem to pass the cell membrane.
Yes, correct, but wait, what about the big molecules?
Well, they won't be able to pass it.
No,
Yes, they will be able, but because of the protein channels.
Yes, correct. And so, finally, can someone summarize the functions of the lipid bilayer? Vicky?
Okay, first, the lipid bilayer allows the cell to control what exits and enters the cell. Secondly, it protects the interior of the cell. Thirdly, it contains important components that are like communication and etc. And finally, it gives the cell a shape. That's why the lipid bilayer is important.
Yes, wow. The conclusion is that I'm an amazing teacher.
Because you know it's all about the cell, no body. It's all about the plasma membrane. It's all about the cell membrane. Let us talk about cell membrane. Yeah, it's pretty clear. Cell membrane regulates what enters and leaves like it's supposed to do. Cause it got layers, the lipid bilayer with hydrophilic heads and hydrophobic tails. I see those lipid heads attracted to the water, and the hydrophobic tail is just a water hater. If you got fatty tail, keeping the water out. Every cell of you is perfect from the bottom to the top. Yeah, the fluid mosaic model is made of proteins. Carbohydrate molecules are attached to these proteins. You know different molecules make up the cell membrane. So that's why scientists think of this as a fluid mosaic. Because you know it's all about the cell, no body. It's all about the plasma membrane. It's all about the cell, cell membrane. Let us talk about cell membrane. Selective permeable. meaning that some substance can pass across and others cannot. We're here to tell you that every cell of you is perfect from the bottom to the top. Yet the fluid mosaic model is made of proteins. Carbohydrate molecules are attached to these proteins. You know, different molecules make up the cell membrane. So that's why scientists think of this as a fluid mosaic. Because you know it's all about the cell, no body. It's all about the plasma, plasma membrane. It's all about the cell, cell membrane. Let us talk about cell membrane.